Going on to you, Aquarius. So you have the Seven of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and you have the Empress. Very interesting. So the Seven of Cups represents how somebody else pedestalized somebody else. And it backfired. Somebody that you knew pedestalized somebody else. They talked them up like they were so much better than you. And they're with that person. The Three of Pentacles and the Empress is about, despite that though, you, Aquarius, very much so have learned to get over that very quickly. You're not taking it as personally the way that you did, I want to say 6 months ago. Because let's face it, right? Friendship is a serious thing to Aquarius, right? Not just because, you know, you understand the value in connections and friendships, right? Because y'all are air signs, but also due to the fact that, you know, it's hard for a lot of y'all to make comrades, friends, a real family setting outside of blood relatives, because so many people are so worried about the wrong stuff, like it is that I said before, envy and jealousy and stupid stuff. It's like, just to have friends that legitimately have your back, it seems like it's so much of a difficult thing to get, right? Why is it that people can't mean what it is that they say? But, you know, you'll have people who will swear up and down to the Lord that they have your back and that they're really there for you and all of that. But then at the same time, it's like, look at how cold they could be, where they just said that they had your back in front of you. But then look at how, metaphorically, they stab you in the back. They turn on you, which really says something about their character. So then the devil, right, and the Nine of Wands is like, this is how it is that you would have felt 6 months ago, right? Happy New Year, by the way. But this is how it is that a lot of you, Aquarius, would have felt 6 months ago, a year ago, at the top of the year in 2023, you know, in January and February. This is how it is that a lot of you would have felt. But now, the Nine of Wands, that's something that's, you know, that's not even important to you anymore. You know, a teacher of mine, when I was in high school, this reminds me of something, right? And I got to share it. A teacher of mine who sailed to different countries on the planet. Shout outs to I'm not even gonna say his name, but shout outs to him. He know who he is. But no hard feelings, right? But basically, he sailed to all different parts of the world, and he said that one of those cultures, in the country that he's in, whatever it is that they want to let go of something, even or maybe it's a New Year's resolution or something like that. He said that what it is that those cultures will do is they will literally write down, take a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil and write down what it is that they want to happen. And then what they'll do is that afterwards they'll like roll it up, or they don't even have to roll it up, but they'll set it on fire. And like, you know, if it's a bonfire, obviously you'll throw it in, like use your stove, throw it into the sink, and obviously keep an eye on it so that, you know, the fire doesn't overflow, right? You could just pour water on it. But he was like, you know, those cultures believe that whatever it is that you write on the paper, when you burn it, it'll come true. And that's what the Nine of Wands honestly reminds me of. That's why I kind of had to take that pause, because I had a flashback to that same kind of like instance where one of my teachers told me about that story, about how it is that it's the same scenario for you, Aquarius, where y'all are kind of like 6 months ago, you really would have had a problem with, you know, someone that you were trying to get to know, pedestalizing somebody else, even though they're supposed to be going out with you, even though they're supposed to be hanging out with you, pedestalizing, right? another person. And it really goes to show you how convoluted and how confused and how warped they actually are. The idea that they could be kicking it with you, hanging out with you, but then pedestalizing somebody else so much, trying to get you to be down and depressed and feel a certain kind of way, to play a game. And here it is that you Aquarius are, again, 6 months ago, you would have felt something, but now it's like you've burned that piece of paper and you just washed it off, obviously, so it doesn't create too much of a fire. And you just like, okay, it's time to let it go now and see what happens. And at the top of the year, in January 1st, by the way, right, the tippy top of the year, shout outs to my January 1st Capricorns, for any of you cross watchers. And but the Four of Swords is, now that you've let these individuals go who pedestalize this other person, it is what it is, right? And it's this New Year's resolution moving forward to let go of the people, not just the situation. Yes, the situation, but also the people themselves who are not considerate, who do stuff like that, who are, too caught up, because that's part of their problem too, too caught up in their emotions. And they have these problems that they now want to create or whatever because of the fact that they're too emotional. So now it's like you, Aquarius, are trying to be, decent friends at the very least, or maybe even loved ones romantically. And they just can't seem to get out of their own way because there's too much hard feelings. They just take it too personally. So the Four of Swords now in the High Priestess is you letting that go and letting them go along with it. And the High Priestess is because for you, you've got to protect yourself. And that's one of the things that you've lacked throughout this entire year, 2023. Well, not this entire year, last year, right? was in 2023 was taking care of yourself, protection. You now in a situation where the Queen of Pentacles is, you understand now that you have to, yes, get to know people, but also let them go. And that's one thing that I would have to say that you, Aquarius, are very good at, is decluttering, right? A lot of Aquarius people are usually, obviously, not every single last one, obviously, but I know a lot of Aquarius who are like, y'all love to clean, right? And it's because, honestly, it's because of part of the reason why, not totally, but part of the reason why I've become a minimalist is because of you, Aquarius, right? I was watching a Offset McChristian Thomas video about how he was talking about how it is that, the clutter and stuff like this. And like my mom and stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, she loves the clutter and stuff like this, right? So I was trying to tell her for years, like, I love you and all of that, but, you have all of this stuff already. And only until I started to throw out my stuff, some of my stuff, that I realized that I didn't really need like that, nor am I ever going to need it again, is when my mom was inspired herself to start seeing herself like, oh, like it is okay to get rid of certain things because I'm actually not going to need it. And this is what it is I was trying to tell her for years, since I was in high school. Like, yeah, like, and this was what? This is 2019. This was literally 2019. So now it's like you, Aquarius, are learning to declutter the same people that don't make sense for them to be there, that can't go with you, that doesn't contribute to your ideas. Because like it is, I said before, a lot of you Aquarius be trying to make money moves because y'all share that planet with Capricorn, right? Saturn. But a lot of you, you know what I mean? You need someone to bounce ideas off of, whether it's relationships, whether you have a mentor, whether it's friends, whether it's family members. You need that. And you realize that Not having that, people that just want to get your attention and get on your nerves and act like idiots, nah. You know, the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, because you understand, you know that frustration, and you know how the silly games that come about, and how people essentially establish nothing. You know what I mean? The stupidity of it all. How someone can stalk you for umpteenth years and play games with you and waste your time. And it's like, but then they don't want to hear you. They mad when they hear you going off and talking to somebody else. But were they going to shoot their shot? No. But then what happened when you may have tried to shoot your shot? Oh, now, you know, true story. Now all of a sudden they can't handle it. So what are they doing? What are they getting so mad at you for? See, this is what it is I'm trying to say. This is why it is I'm telling you, Aquarius, that they don't want you to have anything, because it doesn't make any sense either way. They don't want you to go anywhere. But then any time that you get close to them, right, and you shoot your shot, they run away from it. They can't. Come on now. This is stupidity. This is mental illness. Because what do they expect to happen here? You can't wait forever. So this is my question again. Let's clarify the Page of Cups. What do they expect to happen? Do they expect you to stick around forever? Eight of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Page of Wands. So to clarify, to clarify the Page of Cups, the Eight of Cups, Five of Pentacles. They want you to stick around forever. You're the end of the people that talked the other person up, that left you, that played like they had such good intentions for you. They want you to stick around, even though they go off and they deal with other people. You must be loyal to them, even though they're not loyal to you. And the Seven of Cups and the Page of Wands represents, can't do that. No one can ask you to do something like that. No one should. The mere fact that someone has to ask you to do something like that is a problem.